My beloved daughter, I know the weight of the silence on this cold night. I feel the pain you hold in your heart, the weariness of your soul that makes you think there is no way out. I heard the cry of your heart in solitude. It was not by chance that your spirit was guided here. I prepared this encounter. This channel brings reflections based and grounded in the Word of God and the principles of the Holy Bible for your strengthening. I brought a special message for you tonight, to show you that your pain is not the end, but a new beginning with me. But tell me, why does your heart insist on carrying a burden that I have already offered to carry? As my word says, I am the God who heals all your wounds. I have been with you in your worst moments, and today I come to prove to you that your tears were not in vain. If you remain with me in this revelation, I will show you the purpose behind every tear. If this word of God is touching you, comment below with your name, the country, state, and city you are watching from, and what time it is there now. And if your heart overflows with need, let your outpouring echo. Write in the comments like a cry from your soul, Lord my God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you. Receive this message. Submit your heart to this space. Leave your mark of affection with your like, and activate notifications so that my voice always reaches you. Stay with me until the end, because I will give you a clear answer. A secret phrase will be whispered to your heart for those who remain, and whoever writes it in the comments will receive prophetic blessings released in faith. I see how you have been trying to be strong while you feel your structures collapsing. I know the sleepless nights, but there is a secret about this sadness that you have not yet understood, a profound truth that will change your future and that I will reveal to you shortly. If this touch has calmed your soul, leave your sign of approval. I invite you to share this light with other souls. Before we move on, what is your heart pleading with me in silence? Write the word, rest in the comments. My daughter, I collect your most hidden tears. Not those that fall when someone is watching, but those that trickle down in the silence of your room, or when the bathwater disguises your solitary weeping. I know the immense effort you make every day to appear unshakable. I feel when you swallow the anguish to support your home, to avoid worrying your children or those who depend on your strength. You have been a pillar for so many throughout your life, but who has been your pillar when the doors close? I'm your constant support, even when emptiness seems to dominate your mind. In my word, in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8, it is written that I count all your afflictions and collect each of your tears in my bottle, recording everything in my heavenly book. No pain you have endured in secret has gone unnoticed by my spiritual presence. When you feel that suffocating tightness in your chest and think that no one cares or understands your journey, I am there, collecting every drop of your sadness. I feel your exhaustion, the weight of disappointments, betrayals, and harsh words that have deeply wounded you over the years. Your journey has not been easy, and I validate every wound that time has failed to heal on its own. You have the right to feel exhausted. But these bitter waters were not poured out in vain, my beloved. There is a powerful mystery about what happens when the deep pain of a woman of faith is finally delivered into my hands. What the world calls destruction, I call preparation, and there is a hidden detail at the heart of your suffering that will completely change your vision of tomorrow. A revelation that I will deliver to you next. If this embrace has comforted your weary spirit, leave your sign of love in this prayer. I gently invite you to remain in this dwelling by subscribing and to share this comfort with some soul that also cries in silence. Before we take the next step, may I ask you something? In the depths of your silence, what is the burden you simply can no longer bear alone? Write here in the comments our word of faith, declaring who I am in the midst of your storm, my shield. I feel the weight you carry on your shoulders, as if you were walking in circles in an endless desert. For years, your soul has endured a long and exhausting cycle of struggles, losses, and frustrated restarts. I know that feeling of waking up already tired with a downcast spirit, fearing the battles that a new day will bring. The fear that suffering will be your only inheritance has haunted your nights. But I tell you today, your time of emotional captivity is coming to an end. My word, in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, declares that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is not just a passing comfort. It is a heavenly decree for your life at this very moment. When you look at your recent memories and see only rubble and pain, know that this long dark night was not allowed to destroy you. Every severe trial, every deep disappointment that almost ripped away your hope, served to forge an unshakable strength within you. The abundant tears of recent times are not a sign of weakness, but the divine sign of the end of a time of harsh trials. The pain has only emptied your heart of what was fleeting, so that I could fill it with my eternal purpose. However, the definitive end of this painful cycle demands something from you. There is a spiritual door before you that will only open when you decide to release the invisible shackles of your past. A silent attitude, born from the depths of your being, will determine the full manifestation of your new beginning. I will show you how to access this spiritual key shortly. If this truth has brought relief and hope to your weary spirit, seal this moment with your like. I leave here my loving invitation for you to subscribe and walk with me on this continuous journey, and I ask that you share this message of light with someone who desperately needs to know that their sadness has an expiration date. Now, before me, what does your soul most yearn to leave behind? Write in the comments our word of faith, declaring the end of your trials, liberation. My beloved daughter, the soil of your heart has been watered with painful tears for a long time, but it is precisely in this soil moistened by sadness that the seed of faith germinates with greater vigor. If it is possible for you, only if it is possible, transform your gratitude into a seed of love for this channel. Consider my love and that of my son Jesus, and support using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the place where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount. And remember, only what fits in your heart. I receive with love. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the heart with which you give. Because what is little for you can be much for the one who receives. Whoever contributes with any amount and a sincere heart, don't forget to leave your name and city along with your contribution. For on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our Divine Love, the Voice of God channel, your name will be remembered and mentioned in gratitude and deep prayer. For it is written, "Those who sow in tears will reap with joy. He who goes out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with him." The promise of the book of Psalms, chapter 126, verses 5 and 6, guarantees your sacred harvest. Every offering made in faith is a seed before me, your Lord, and none of them will fail to bear fruit. I see in secret and reward in the sight of all. Stay until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. The true transformation of your suffering is about to be revealed, a profound secret about how your desert will become a flowery garden full of life. If you feel the peace of this calling, leave your sign of affection. I invite you to enroll in this divine work and share this sustenance with those who also need renewal and hope. Before we move forward to the blossoming of your new season, answer me in your heart. What does your soul yearn to confidently entrust to my hands today? Write in the comments our word of faith, marking your new cycle. Sowing. My beloved, for a long time, the darkness of suffering made you feel as if you were buried under the weight of years. I know that dull pain of when a dream falls apart, when a door closes abruptly, or when the love and care you gave to so many do not return, leaving only the bitterness of abandonment. In the darkness of your deepest disappointments, you came to believe that your story had come to an end, suffocated by loneliness, and the harsh feeling that divine promises had forgotten you there, in the dust of your defeats. But listen carefully to what your Creator whispers to your spirit now. In the Gospel of John, chapter 12, verse 24, my word reveals that unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone, but if it dies, it produces much fruit. When your plans failed and your strength was exhausted, you felt you were being buried. But the spiritual truth is different. You were not being buried. I was planting you. The darkness around you was not a cold and lonely tomb, but the warm womb of my soil of grace. It was the exact place where your miracle began to be gestated in absolute silence. The tears that burned your face and soaked your pillow were the waters necessary to soften the hard earth, breaking the shell of your fear so that my true essence could sprout from within you. Your suffering was never a punishment, daughter. It was the fertile ground prepared by me for your greatest testimony. However, a seed needs more than soil and water to pierce the darkness. It needs the breath of the morning. There is an invisible movement of my power that is altering the atmosphere of your soul at this very moment, a clear sign of renewal that will restore breath to your days, and which I will reveal to your spirit in the next step of your journey with me. If this truth has brought light to the root of your weary heart, leave here your silent gesture of approval with your like. I invite your spirit to remain nestled in my presence, inscribing itself in this dwelling, and I ask that you spread this seed of love to another soul that still weeps in the darkness. Now that your land has been touched, tell me, in the hiding place of your heart, what you thought had died, but which still begs me to resurrect. Write in the comments our word of faith, declaring your new tomorrow. Flourish. I know the dawn when your body awakens, but your soul begs to continue sleeping. That dense weariness, which is not only physical but a profound exhaustion of the spirit. You get up, fulfill your obligations, look in the mirror, and the woman who stares back at you seems to carry the weight of the world and the mark of battles that no one applauded. Your strength has been consumed over the years in a desperate attempt to keep everything whole around you, while you yourself silently crumbled inside. The feeling that your best days are behind you has been a constant lament within you, but feel my gentle breath upon your life now. In my word, in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31, I promise that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. I do not merely observe your exhaustion from above, my daughter. I enter into it with my glory. At this very celestial moment, I am breathing the breath of my spirit upon your weary bones. I am restoring courage to your heart and firmness to your steps. The time of overwhelming weakness has begun to crumble, and the dawn of your total restoration has just broken on the horizon of your soul. The wind of my spirit that now blows sweeps away the ashes of your anguish, but it also brings with it a specific calling, an invitation of care and companionship that will reach very old and hidden wounds, a daily support that will prepare your heart for the true miracle that I will yet reveal. If this breath of life has restored your inner strength, leave your like as a sigh of relief. Remain under my wings, inscribing your soul in this place of peace and revelation, and share this breeze of hope with someone who is losing strength in the midst of their journey. Now, before I give you the tool for your daily healing, tell me, what part of your being cries out most for help and rest? Write in the comments our word of faith, receiving my breath of life. Renewal. My beloved daughter, I know the pain you hold in your heart when the sun sets and loneliness knocks at your door. I know how long and frightening the early mornings can seem when you feel lost or tired from fighting so much. I feel when you need clear direction, companionship in the early mornings to calm your thoughts and validate your healing process. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey that I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day in silence and intimacy, being the daily remedy for your soul. Access is also available via the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. And if today is not possible for you, do not condemn yourself. Remain with me here, because I will also sustain you with this message. And so that your heart may rest and not be confused, after you register, access will arrive in the email you registered, with all the correct instructions, step by step, to begin your moment of intimacy with me. Everything has been planned so that you may easily walk beside me. For it is written, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." This promise, recorded in the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 105, is the guarantee that I will never leave you in the dark or without answers. Receive this affection from my spirit. Leave your sign of approval with your like, inscribe your story on this altar of faith, and send this divine embrace to a heart that needs light in the early mornings. before we continue. Answer me, in the secret of your heart, do you accept to walk with me hand in hand every day? Write in the comments our word of faith, accepting my embrace companionship. I know the sharp pain of rejections that have deeply marked you. I know all the times when your acts of love and dedication were not enough to prevent them from sharing your heart, leaving behind only the feeling of inadequacy. That silent voice echoing in your mind, whispering that perhaps you don't deserve a full love, a happy future, or true peace. I see the insecurity hidden behind a gentle smile, the tremendous effort to be invisible and not bother anyone, when all your soul cries out is the immense desire to be loved, respected, and validated exactly as you are. Your identity has been severely wounded by the words and actions of those who failed to recognize the treasure I placed within you. But my truth, described in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 4, says, "Since you were precious in my sight, you were honored, and I loved you. Feel my divine touch on the wounds that no one else perceives or understands. Where the world poured out rejection, I am pouring out the fullness of my acceptance. I am rebuilding the image you have of yourself. I am tearing from within you the lie that you are not enough, and filling that void with the eternal seal that you are my beloved and honored creation. The love that was taken away by imperfect human hands is being infinitely surpassed by perfect love, which never fails and will never abandon you. The healing of your identity has begun, daughter, and it will be the foundation of your new story. But this restoration that blossoms within you requires something beyond receiving my comfort. It requires the courage to embrace the new beginning I have prepared. I need you to take the definitive step out of the emotional captivity that has held you captive for so many years. The final instruction and the closure of your painful process will be revealed in the next words I will speak over you. If this celestial love has eased the burden of insecurity in your heart, leave your like of gratitude. I call you to strengthen your identity with me by subscribing to my channel of peace, and I ask that you share this portion of love with that person who has forgotten their own greatness. Now, in the depths of your spirit, what is the painful lie about yourself that you decide to surrender forever into my hands? Write in the comments our word of faith, receiving your new identity, beloved. My daughter, lift your spiritual eyes at this moment. The time of looking at the ground and lamenting the ashes of what has passed no longer has power over your life. The captivity of your emotional pain has been broken. What seemed like the absolute end of your journey was, in fact, me clearing the ground of your heart to build a dwelling place of peace and profound restoration. In my word, in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 5, I declare with authority that I make all things new. And at this moment I renew your mind, your strength, and your hope. Your pain was not a carefully crafted tomb for your defeat. It was the sacred womb of your new beginning. Rise and accept your new time, for my grace surrounds you and my light clothes you in courage. The celestial moment has arrived to deliver the answer I promised at the beginning of our encounter. This is the spiritual key that locks your past of tears and opens the doors to your tomorrow. Hear with your spirit. My absolute whisper to you, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Write this exact phrase right now in the comments as an unbreakable act of faith, of true surrender, and as your vibrant response to heaven. Declare to the spiritual world that your strength has returned and that your dependence is entirely on me. There is still so much I wish to pour upon your heart. There are promises about your future and sure directions that I still need to reveal to you. Remain in my shelter. Browse through the playlist on our channel, listen attentively to the other messages I have prepared exclusively for your soul, and allow my voice to continue to guide you every day. Receive my embrace. Do not fear the unknown. I have already prepared your path. Your light has begun to shine again.